All right, people,
You
y'all know
already know
what
what
time
it
it is.
is.
We
Live,
live,
uncut,
uncut,
unedited.
unedited.
You already know what it is. Live,
Live,
uncut,
uncut,
unedited.
unedited. Come on
You,
in, people. We live. We live. We live, uncut, unedited. Appreciate every last one of you guys coming in. This is a great, it will be a great show with your participation. Want to thank you for tuning in, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. This is definitely live, uncut, unedited, and we want to talk about what can you offer your group. I see you, Cherise. Happy birthday to my dear sister. I see you, Peggy. Cherise Wright, happy birthday to you. The birthday lady is on with us tonight. She could be any other place beside on Martin Johnson, live, uncut, unedited. Doretha Glass, I see you. Gilda, I see you. Stephen, Kyra, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Bonnie Williams. I tell you, people, I'm about to get fired up tonight. I'm fired up tonight because there's so much stuff that's going on in the world, and we need to talk about it. We need to talk about some of our issues that we're having amongst ourselves. We need to talk about it, people. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. This is going to be live. I need you guys to share this. I'm streaming live on a couple of platforms and make sure everything is all right. And I want you guys to share this. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Share this live, uncut, unedited. And I'm going to pin it up. And you guys can share it in your groups. And we're going to talk. And we're going to talk about some good things today. Not no bad things, some good things. Something our folks need to hear. Now, if you're scared, go home and pray. And I believe in prayer. We got to have prayer warriors in the camp. But right now, we finna talk. And maybe while I'm talking, you could be praying. And, or preparing to say what you're going to say when you call in. But right now, we're not accepting no calls as of right now. We're just focusing on the topic. Then I'll open it up for all of us to hear. This is definitely live, uncut, unedited. I don't have a script in front of me. I'm just sharing it to my different groups. And people, this is real. We got a lot to do. We got a lot going on. We got a lot of folks that's hating black people. Low key. They just hating black people. Low key, they hating black people. I mean, low key hating us. That's real talk. Low key hating black folks. All right, let me get to it, people. I got a few more too, and I'm there. I think I'm there. All right, we want to talk about what can you offer your group? Group as in race, ethnicity, your own kind. What can you offer? We've been having this talk show going on about close to a year now. Not exactly a year. Yeah, I think I started in November. It's about a year now. So my point is, I hear a lot of chatter of what we ain't doing. This is what I hear. Black folks killing each other. True. Some black folks don't want to work. True. Some black folks don't want to stick together. True. We could never get together, do nothing. True. All those things are true. But let me just say this. Let me help you out a little bit. For those of you that love to talk about black folks, I call it showing out in front of the white folks. You love to talk about black people, what they ain't doing. They lazy. They be on Section 8 for 20 years. And my thing is, I always say, why put a stipulation on Section 8 when even the Section 8 people that make the rules, that write the rules, and say, as long as you follow rules, you could be on there for a lifetime. Our people work 400 years in this country for free. Imagine those of you that's getting ready to retire, those of you that have to work, get up every day, Monday through Friday, 3 to 11, 9 to 5, whatever schedule you have. Imagine somebody going to work for you and paying, and you getting paid for a whole lifetime. Don't you know what type of position that would put you in as a race, as an individual? And let me just say this. Well, you say, well, Martin, I'm college educated. I have a home. I have property. I'm married. I attend church, mass, synagogue. My children are educated. They're doing well. I think I've arrived. And let me just say one thing to you. You have done a great thing in life, not because you were so great. Remember, no one in this life ever have been great without being inspired by somebody, inspired by someone. And I'm going to tell you, all those wonderful things, you're supposed to start at your house first. Now that you established, now that you got your education, your wife, your children are all gone and successful, now what are you doing for your group? What are you doing? Are you teaching somebody to be financially stable? Are you teaching someone how to fill out a college education, how to apply for financial aid? Are you teaching some? What are you doing for your group besides complaining? Are you voting? Do you want to vote? Come on now, people, talk to me. You're successful. You raise your children. You're in a fraternity. You got it going on. Now, can you reach out to the group and help the group? And don't get me wrong, charity starts at home. You ought to start at your house first before the group. I agree with you 100%. But those of you, since you got it going on, listen, what are you offering the group? What are you bringing to the group? What are you bringing to the group? That's what I'm talking about. How are you helping Black people? Well, Martin, you can't talk to these young Black people. They'll kill you. They'll shoot you. They got guns. Well, I tell you what. How about starting with your grandchildren? How about starting with your nieces and nephews, the ones that you have influence over, that believe in you, that admire you? How about that? Instead of going to some random young person on the train, in the store, or out in the field, out in the street, start with your nieces and your nephews and your grandchildren. Take them under the wing and show them. Show them how to make some money. Teach them how to read. Bring them in under the fold. Bring them. Because guess what? I've seen many old timers die and leave their property to their children, and the children lose it within a year or 2 or 3. Gone. It took you 30 years to pay for this particular property, and all of a sudden, your seed that you left it to, they lost it in 2 or 3 years for back taxes. So people, talk to me. What are you doing for your group? I'm not talking about your sons and your daughters, but for the group, for your race of people. You're about to retire on your job. Couldn't you make an announcement that, hey, my job is about to hire? They're going to have one vacancy because I'm retiring. Now, I can't recommend your girlfriend or male friend, but just know that it's coming. To be on the lookout. Check the website. Go up to the job. Talk to the supervisor. That's what I'm talking about. What are you doing for the group? We know the young ladies out here set folks up. We know the young folks out here carjack. We know all those things. But what are you doing for your group? That's what I want to know. Bring me that, because the only time some of us begin to brag is when we talk about what Black folks ain't doing right. Now, I challenge every one of you that's under the sound of my voice, that's watching me through Facebook, YouTube, wherever you may be watching this video at. I challenge you to do something for your group. Are you giving something to some non-for-profit organization? Are you donating your time? Are you donating your money? Are you starting your own non-for-profit? What are you doing for the group? And I'm going to tell you this. Those of you that think that you've made it, you're just a mosquito. Because when these white folks get after you, they will crush you. And I always say, when you are not represented by a group, you are powerless. See, a lot of black people, especially wealthy black people, and I'm not against your wealth. I've never been wealthy in finance. In spirit, yes. They have shown you, Prince have shown you, Michael Jackson have shown you, Muhammad Ali have shown you, Oprah Winfrey have shown you, Bill Cosby have shown you that you are never in. Even our own first black president, Obama, have been discriminated against, have been called all types of names by this white society. Even his wife was under attack. And I'm going to tell you, people, it's a lot of classism going on. I'm driving a nice car. I have a big house. All those wonderful things that I've always told you guys. We have to hold everything in life with a loose grip, knowing that in any given moment, everything that we own in this life, including our own bodies, will be snuffed right away from us. All it takes, the scripture said, we're one heartbeat away from death. So don't get on here bragging to me what you have done and your accomplishments in life. What have you done for your group? What have you done for your people that look like you, that's out here hurting? What have you done? Somebody said Obama isn't black. Well, whether black or not, they said if you have 1 ounce of black blood in you, you're black. You can come with that. You can come with another story. The black gene is the dominant gene that you cannot deny. A black person can lay down with a white person and that baby come out black. A black person can lay down with an Arab and that baby come out black. A black person can lay down with an Asian and that baby come out black. That black person can lay down with a Filipino and the baby is black. We are the dominant gene. It has been proven over and over and over and over. People, I'm getting ready to open up this phone line so you can talk, but I just wanted to talk the first 10 to 15 minutes and just warm you up. And I want to hear some phone calls. What are you doing? What can you do for your own group? That's what I need to know. What can you do? What can you do, my friend? My phone lines are open, 872-297-6389. I need you to come on in. Come on in and talk to me. Come and talk to me. This is live, uncut, unedited. Come on in. Somebody, y'all come on and talk to me. Tell me, okay, I got one person. All right, this is Robert Brown, isn't it?
Yes, this me.
Come on in, Robert Brown. Talk to us, brother. Talk to us.
Give me 1 second. Let me turn down Facebook.
Okay, turn it all the way down.
All right, give me 1 second.
Come on in, Robert Brown. Turn it all the way off. Just turn it off.
All right, my bad. Yeah, I do got one question. I just want to say, Martin, I commend you for holding your platform, because I know last week it was I guess you did it, did like a show and a person was out of order, and I just commend you for keeping it legit and shutting that demon down.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, Robert. Robert, tell us some of the things too. Thank you for that comment. Tell us some of the things that you have done for the black people. I know you have done. You've tell us some of the protests and some things that you stood in the gap for black people. Tell us.
Fighting for justice. You know what I'm saying? The main thing we need to do, we need to educate our people. You know, we have to educate them, teach them right from wrong, because I'm always sharing my job information with the group.
And that's what I'm talking about, Robert. That's how we can grow. See, black people, as long as we start separating ourselves and start living our own individual lives, then when the white folks get after us, we don't have nobody to help.
Exactly.
Look at Kanye. He didn't turn his back on black people. He talked about his wife looked better than Michelle Obama. He didn't wear a White Lives Matter shirt. He said all types of things, and that's my brother. But now, who is he running to now? Since the white folks on, he's running back to the black race. And a lot of black people don't want to accept him. They don't want to help him just because the bed that he laid in, the things that he said to the community. But that's our brother. You know, we're going to accept him with arms wide open.
Yeah. And the number one thing, we need to show our group how to keep our community safe. That's the number one, keeping our community safe from these, these people that's coming in here shooting up blocks, cars, and mainly shooting our women.
I agree with that. And let me ask you a question, and it's still on the subject, people. Why is it foreign-owned businesses, black people, why are we standing in front of these gas stations and these liquor stores? What is it that's so, I don't know, what is it important that we must stand in front of these gas stations and liquor stores? What is it, brother?
And I understand people need to get a hustle, but like I tell people, it's a right way to do things and it's a wrong way to do things. And that's a good point, because majority of these gas stations are getting shot up.
Yeah. They are definitely getting shot up. So brothers and sisters, and I told the story last time I was on live. I remember I used to stand out on 79th and Cottage Grove. This was many years ago, people. And the young lady, I was calling myself flirting with the young lady. The young lady, she complimented me. Said, "Oh, you're nice looking. But let me ask you a question." And then I look, I said, "Oh, okay." She said, "When I leave to go to work in the morning, you standing out here. And when I come home, you still out here. What are you doing?" I was so embarrassed, people. She made me feel so low. And like I said the story last time, I can't even tell you how she looked. All that beautiful stuff went out the door. It was my pride was crushed because she was so right. I was burning unnecessary energy standing on Cottage Grove. Half selling drugs. Wasn't really selling it. Half selling it, if I would say. So that is real. So I'm going to take some more callers. You can hold on, Robert, if you want to. I need another caller, 872-297-6389. What can you offer your group? I need somebody to come and call and talk to me now. Now, you could tell me how bad black people are doing, how women selling their body, how black young teenagers out there shooting and robbing, snatching and grabbing. Now, you could tell me about all those things, but tell me, what can you offer your group? Group as in the people that look like you.
Your village.
Your village. Come on in, people. I need somebody to talk to me. I promise you I won't bite you. 872-297-6389. I got one call on the lifeline right now, Robert Brown. And he told me, he said he stood against injustice for his community. And I could bear witness to it because we was arm in arm right by each other. A lot of times we both video some of these things. Come on, talk to me, people. I need some of y'all smart, educate, vibrant black people, bougie black people. Come on here and tell me what you're doing What can you do for your race? Or what have you done for your race? I'm not talking about your immediate family, your sons and your daughters. I want to know, what have you done? Have you given something to some charities? Have you volunteered some time? Have you donated some money? Have you pulled some young person to the side and take them under your wing and teach them, educate them, teach them how to deal with their finance, teach them how to buy a home? What can you offer your group? Could you give them information about the job that you're working on? Are they hiring on your job? Talk to me. Talk to me. It's exciting. Now, see, Robert, I always get people on here talking about black folks' pants hanging, partying, drinking, smoking, running the street. Now, I want to find out, I want to know, what can you offer your group?
Since we was talking about,
go ahead, Robert.
Not to cut you off. I bet you we was talking about some shootings and women doing this. Man, this phone going to light up.
Light up. Come on, and talk to me, people.
And like, you know, I was at church Sunday and I actually helped this young guy get a job because he said he didn't like the job he was at. They was cutting his hours. So I had told him, so I wrote, and I just gave him the website to Amazon. I told him, you know, Amazon warehouse hired in Joliet, $24 an hour.
Wow.
And you get a 5,000 sign-on bonus. You can't beat that.
That's a double
whammy right there.
Well, how do they go about applying for that, Robert?
They go online to Amazon.com/career. And when you go to career, select fulfillment centers.
Oh, okay.
That's the warehouse.
Wow. Okay. That's a blessing. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Y'all hear? Come on. I need some callers. Come on in now.
And as a matter of fact, I'm going to actually post the information on Facebook later on.
Robert Brown, right? That's your Facebook page, right?
Yes. I got RG Brown or Robert G. Brown.
All right. Y'all hear that, people? That's this live, uncut, unedited. Come on in, people. We want to talk. We're looking for some good solutions. We're looking for some folks that want to help. All right.
And I want to get a shout out to the mayor in Inglewood. He's doing big things.
Big things. Charles McKenzie.
He's doing big things for the village.
For the village. Come on in, people.
Mr. Dad's Father's Club.
Joseph Williams. Let me read some of these comments. What do you do when you want to help a person or your community and they won't accept help because they feel like it's a handout and they don't look? Oh, I got another caller. Hold on. All right, caller, you got to turn your Facebook all the way off. Turn it off.
There's another call.
Turn it off.
Okay.
All the way off, brother. Just turn it all the way off. So we won't have this echo.
All right.
All right, it's off. Okay, let me bring you in. Okay, brother, tell us what's on your heart, what's on your mind. Where you calling from, by the way?
I'm calling from Riverdale.
Riverdale. Okay, come on. This I know who this is. Go ahead, brother. Talk to me.
You said what you want to hear? What we got to offer?
No. This is the question. What can you offer your group? That's it. Tell me what you're doing. I know what you're doing, but you can tell me.
All right. Today is Veterans Day. I didn't celebrate Veterans. Well, the way I celebrated Veterans Day is we took about 16 of our youth.
Okay.
To go do some gaming with the Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
So my whole thing is I'm mentoring.
Okay. So that's where you
I'm part of the solution.
Okay.
If you're not part of the solution, you are part of the problem.
Okay. Well, I want to say Happy Veterans Day to you too, brother, because I know you was a veteran.
Happy Veterans Day, my brother.
Thank you.
So you said
go
ahead, brother. Go ahead.
What we got to do, we got to start getting involved with these youth. Half these youth ain't been off the block. Now, what we doing, we're giving them exposure and education.
What's
I
it?
mentor with Champs Male Mentoring, and we're doing big things. Big things.
Hmm. So you said you guys today, you took a group of guys to meet the Chicago Bulls, right? Today.
And I forgot the name of the place, but it's where you can sit down there and do the gaming thing.
Okay. And you guys got a chance to meet all the Bulls players, huh?
No, it was 16 Bulls players,
Okay.
but it was a starting 5 and more.
Oh, wow.
You know, the kids had a ball. Had a ball.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Once you expose them to things they're not used to, they start getting a change of mind.
Well, can I ask you a question, brother? You know, I know your person, and I'm not acting funny or nothing like it. What made you want to get involved, man? Tell me that.
Trying to be the solution.
Okay.
Not trying to be, being the solution. Like I said, if you're not part of the solution, you are part of the problem.
Okay.
So I give my time. Time is of the essence.
Okay, I want you to do me a favor too, my brother. And I know you're working with a great organization and you're a mentor. Do me a favor. I need you to post your organization in the messenger, you know, in the live feed. Do that too for us too. Because people need to know, they need to get involved. Because see, I'm quite sure there are some parents out there that have a troubled teen. They can't do nothing with them. And that's where people like such as yourself come along and try to help bring some guidance, because single women, they can't do it all by themselves. And let's get out of that, women. Let's get out of that strong mentality. I'm a strong Black woman. And when and Kevin, you know you about family. You know that you stress family more than anything. Listen, I'm with Kevin. I'm for family. And that's the strength, the basis of our race, family. That's the first thing that we should look out for. Am I right, brother? Now tell me if I'm wrong now. I stand to be correct. That's the first thing that we should take care, home first. Home first. And y'all heard me, those of you that heard me was speaking, I talked about since the children are gone and you're educated and you got it going on and you bragging, you did this, you did that. Now what are you offering? I'm not talking about your children. I'm talking about mentor, helping somebody, posting a job post or anything. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, somebody got to turn the phone. Okay.
Hey, Wendy, let me call you right back.
Somebody said, I'm trying to start boys mentor group in CPS. That's great. That is so great.
We are in CPS now.
Okay, you guys are in CPS.
We're doing some, I'm telling you, we're doing some great things.
Well, brother, educate us about your organization that you're in and make sure you put it in the messenger. Maybe some young lady or some single father or single mother or married family will want their child to experience some of the things that you guys have to offer, that you're doing great work in the community.
Okay, I'll do that.
Do that. Well, tell us a little bit more about your program too, what you guys do.
Well, you can go to Champs Male Mentoring. That's the hold on, I got the information right here. Hold on a minute.
Okay, no problem.
Matter of fact, Martin, go to somebody else while I look up this information.
Okay, I'll just talk. Okay, while you look it up, just make sure you type it in the message. Just type it in the messenger. People, this is what I'm saying. What can you offer your group? Now, listen. Some people can just offer money. Some people can offer advice. Some people can offer time, volunteer their time. Some people can mentor. It's a lot of things that we can do to offer something towards our group. So don't get on here and tell me what Black folks ain't doing and what we should do and all that. I'm tired of hearing all that. What are you doing? I heard one of the presidents say, don't ask what your country can do for you. What can you do for your country? So I'm asking you the same question. What can you offer your group? This is live, uncut, unedited. Y'all know this is where we tell the truth. and shame the devil. Robert,
Hello?
did you want to say you back? You back, my brother?
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother. Talk to us.
All right. Now, our mission is, let me tell y'all what CHAMP stands for, though. It's culturally helping and making positive success. We educate, it's based on 3 E's: education, empowerment, and exposure. These are things that we are not having in the community. You know, it's a shame that some of these brothers and sisters ain't been off the block, ain't been out the hood. You know, it's a bigger world out there.
Yes, it is.
You know, we got a relationship with people now. There's a video President Obama even had made for us. I don't know how to send y'all to it, but what I could do, Martin, I could tag you in the video and you can, you know, put it on your page.
Okay, let me ask you a question too. What are the age limits that you guys work with?
I think it's from 12 to maybe 17, 18.
Okay, I have a question actually. I don't know, it's kind of personal. We talked about it. I don't know if you want to talk about it. You told me that you was mentoring some youngster and they had a case. I'm gonna let you say if you want to talk about it. You know what?
No, I can't
Okay,
talk about it.
okay. That's what I asked. That's why I just said. That's why I said what I said. So we didn't mention. We just said a case. That's it, as far as it goes. But I understand, brother. I understand. Continue to keep doing that good work. Stand in the gap for those young folks. Love on them. Talk to them. Motivate them. Encourage them to do what's right, not only by themselves but by their own people.
Yeah. All they have to do is go to Champ's Male Mentoring Program,
Okay.
and it should pop right up.
Okay.
And you'll see some of the things we've been doing. We be having we got a relationship with Flambeau. That's the name, Flambeau. Corporate. I mean, it's a lot of people.
Wow.
Sometimes, you know, it what's the word I could use? It motivates me just to see some of these people in the bank. And it feels good. All right, let's take this. We went to the Bulls game last Sunday. And the Dolphins center, he used to be a mentee.
Wow.
Now he's playing with Miami Dolphins. He's the center, Rob Jones.
Wow.
I put a picture of us with him on Facebook.
Okay.
Came out there and greeted us and everything.
Wow.
And then just to see the Bulls actually come and do some gaming with these boys, oh, that shot the mess out of them.
Wow.
But like I said, people, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. It don't have to get nobody no time, especially positive time.
That's right. That's right, brother. I agree with that because it'll go
We're
a long
doing what
way.
our creed says.
Yes.
Yep, we're making positive success.
And I agree with you, brother. I've seen some of you guys work too as an organization. All right, I'm trying to figure out why these phones lines ain't ringing like offline. Now, we was over here talking about Pookie and Ray shooting, drive-by shooting and all that. They'll be calling in.
There's another group that I know about, and it's called Polished Pebbles. She deal with young women and put her in the trade field.
Yeah.
So Google that as well.
Okay. Well, make sure you type your name of your organization in the messenger, you know. Do that for me. That'd be great. I want to my phone line's open, people. 872-297-6389. Where my people at? Come on, talk to me.
And I'm gonna say this last thing, Mark.
Go ahead, brother.
We can't even have a community if we don't have family.
That's true.
Wake up, people.
Wake up. That's
Wake
so true.
God bless everybody listening.
All right. Thank you, brother. You okay? Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I need somebody to call in and talk to me. Somebody come on, call in and talk to me and tell me some of the things that you're doing in the community that you want to do to help your group. For real. Talk to me. Because I love to hear some good news, some positive news. Trust me. Well, yeah, people, I got to beg you. Robert, you still there?
Yes, I'm actually
You
on
already
my
know what
job
it is.
website.
Okay.
Trying to pull the job up.
Uncut,
Okay.
unedited.
We still here, people. Tell the
tell the
truth.
truth
And what?
and shame the
That's
devil.
what we're going to do here. We're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. Well, since I'm waiting on a phone call, I might as well start talking. Now, you got some folks here that hate black people. And I would love to see some of these black people that do all this talking be in a room full of white folks and see what they say then. I guarantee you they'll be silent, skinning and grinning, or feeling uncomfortable. I guarantee you the way some of us carry on these jobs, telling on people, lying on people, helping people get fired, oh, you're wrong for that. You are definitely wrong for that. You are definitely wrong for that. So come on, people, come on, talk to me. We always complaining. Y'all don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear this because this makes sense. You're going to be held accountable. You got to put some skin in the game. You'll love hear me talk about the illegal immigrants, the migrants, getting stuff free. And we've been over here for 400-500 years and we got to fight for everything that we want. You love to hear that. You love for that type of talk. We're not talking about Kanye today. We're not talking about Kyrie Irving. It might come up in the conversation. I mentioned Kanye today earlier in this live. I don't even see no comments. What's going on, people? Talk to me. Divine order, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Maybe I'll take some of these messages that they wrote inside there. Let's see. Somebody said they don't want nothing to do with the have-nots. The haves don't want nothing to do with the have-nots. Everybody's out for themselves. That's why there is no unity. All right. One brother said,
I'm back, Mark.
okay, good. One brother said, what's good, brother? Some people pride is in the way to help people. That is so true. Now, listen, people. One thing all black people have in common, that we all and still presently are oppressed. Now, some of us think that this oppression that we're in is normal. This is the way things are supposed to be. No, this is not the way things are supposed to be. It's not normal. Okay, I see you, Kevin Thomas. Champs Male Mentoring Program. I see you. Check it out, people. If you have a job listing, post it right in the message. That would be great. All right. Where are all the educated people that like to call in and degrade black people? That's right. Call in and give a solution with your educated better than black people self. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Sam Williams. Where y'all at? He calling y'all out. He calling you out. Say, where are you educated people that like to call in and degrade black people and call in and give a solution? Call in and give a solution. Come on, people, talk to me. This is live, uncut, unedited. I got to beg y'all to call in. Come on, people, talk to me. Robert, did you want to say anything?
Yes. I just put in the comments. If anybody's looking for an Amazon job, text career to 77088. Again, text career to 77088, and that'll take you to the application process.
What can you offer your group? Somebody's head is up to the young people that's out there running wild. I got another caller. Hold on. Hey, caller, where you calling from?
Shabbat Shalom. I'm calling from Chicago.
All right, blessing. Do me a favor. Make sure you turn your Facebook off. Please, just turn it off. Just turn it
I
off.
did.
'Cause I don't need no feedback.
I did.
It's off?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. All right, we got another caller, y'all. We got a caller, got a female caller. I want to hear what she have to say. Come on, dear sister, in your own words. Come and talk to us.
Yes. Shabbat Shalom, Martin.
Blessings.
I just jumped on and I saw the title,
Uh-huh.
and you saying backgrounds in housing and what can you offer your group.
Yes.
Well, one thing is that, for me, I am an active community activist.
Okay.
Okay, and one thing that we do require is manpower.
Okay.
It's a necessity. Excuse me. Sorry, it's a necessity for us to unite and come together, express our points of view, and put it in writing so that way we can accomplish a goal and get something going for the community. For example, I'm with a group that helped to push for University of Chicago to get the trauma center returned. Okay. And so we had many days and marches and protests and some of everything, be it City Hall or wherever we had to go and do what we had to do. We had to show a presence. And not just that, like I said, we have to put it in writing too. For example, it's similar to what we were doing for the community benefits agreement with the Obama presidential district. With the presidential district, we're asking President Obama, once his district is built and established, that we, the inhabitants of the neighborhoods that's being directly affected, for example, primarily Woodlawn, Kenwood, Hyde Park, Oakland, South Shore, Gray Crossing, for the residents in those areas are able to work on the premises or in that facility to sustain themselves, and at least that way we have a chance to support ourselves for the increasing rent and what have you, because the rents are going up astronomically in the past 4 years here in Chicago, primarily because of President Obama and his notoriety here in Chicago. So that's what I've been doing for the community.
Beautiful.
It's not just protesting, it's not just lip service. We're putting things in writing too. But we need people to be active, and you can't so much as be out there and then everybody want to raise a fuss, but when the moment of truth comes, then they back down and they get quiet or something. You have to speak up and speak out, speak loud, and you have to make it count.
Okay. I listen. What's the name of your organization you're part of? What?
I'm a part of a few of them. Metro Tennis Organization.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay, stop. I'm
for
familiar
example,
with Stop over there on 61st Street.
Yeah.
Well, actually, 60th.
And-
It's 60th. 60th.
No, 61st.
Yeah,
61st.
61st. Yeah.
Yeah, and also we meet up with all the other organizations too, COCO and Chicago Housing Initiative, etc.
So let me ask you a question. What made you get involved?
Well, I got involved primarily because it's always the little man that gets stumped on. And
Now
I
hold,
didn't know anything about them.
yeah, hold it right there.
Mhm.
I need you to elaborate on it's always the little man gets stuff. What do you mean by that? So I know what you mean, but I want you to tell us in your own words so people to know.
Okay. Well, sometimes those who do not have as much money and power as those who do, for example, the property owners or landlords, they have more money, more resources, more power than the average Joe. So if you only have maybe, I'm saying maybe $16,000 a year income, and they're maligning you, mistreating you, etc. There are so many things that only a person can take. And if they're abusing their positions as being property owners or property managers, etc., and it goes on more than just landlord tenant issues. It could be the job thing or anything. But primarily, most of these organizations are dealing with people's livelihoods, such as place to stay.
Oh, okay.
And so being treated properly by the property owners, the management, and their staff, etc. So yeah, that's what it's about. The little men always getting kicked in the butt, getting.
Well, let me just say this. And it's happening to Black people all over the world because we have so much. When I was protesting, sister, I did several nail salons and beauty supplies. And the first thing that they would say, it didn't happen to me. I'm talking about Black folks. So I'm saying in my mind, I know it didn't happen to you, but it could happen to you and it can happen to you.
Exactly.
This is a group effort. Well, see, one thing about us, and I hate that we do this, we don't get involved until it directly affect us, if I say that. You have a lot of,
what I was about to get into.
Go ahead, sister. Go ahead, Dick. Go ahead. If you're going to.
I agree. You're right. Most people don't want to get involved until they're crying bloody murder, until it comes not to the, people come home to roost. So for example, there were a couple of neighbors, several people I've helped along the way. So for example, I have a neighbor. She had to get, she had damages in her apartment from other neighbors and what have you, and things that they may have caused to go awry within the entire building. And she I helped her to the point where I helped her prove up her case. And she ended up getting her money, her refund. Okay. Yes. And I was able to help her, but any other time or any other cause, for example, if I had a MTO meeting or something going on, then she couldn't help or she didn't want to participate or anything like that. And I also had another neighbor, and it was the same thing. Actually, two others besides that one, where I've helped them tremendously. And when it came down to it, they couldn't participate or didn't want to participate or what have you.
Wow. And see, people. And I think I put a post up. I think it was yesterday. Yes. It says, post simply says, don't become a victim before you get involved. So in other words, you don't have to wait to become a victim to get involved. Now you have a lot of parents out here, both males and females. When I say parents, have lost a loved one to gunshot violence. And it's like you go on like nothing ever happened. You find out that your loved ones, you don't care. You pay no attention to it. You mind your business. And see, that's where we getting got at because of this individualism. That's what it is. You got yours, I got mine. Now, that information that you help your neighbors with, you could have sat on your hands and you had that power You had the knowledge how to assist them. You could have just like, I'm not helping them. They don't even speak to me. They don't even acknowledge me when I come outside out. But you didn't have that attitude. That's what I'm saying. What can you offer your group? You have to be able to offer your group some positive things without fighting, cussing, shooting, drive-by, stealing, and gossiping and all that. What can you do to help your group? To be better, to be great. And to me, sister, my testimony is I want us all to win. I want us all to win.
That's right.
I want us all to win.
Well, I agree.
I want us to
do I.
win. You know, and I'm not measuring success because I graduated from college. I live in a white community. I have a car, a home. That's not success. That's not everybody's success at all. Success is being self-sufficient.
Yes.
That's what success is. When we have to depend on another man's wealth, another man hiring us, tell us where to go, where to start, where to begin, what to think, and what to eat, that we're not successful in that order. Can you agree with me on that, sister?
Yes, I agree.
That's not successful. I see a lot of us, we measure success living in a white community, affluent white community, driving a nice car, nice clothes, a career job, or career occupation. We measure that as that's been success, the American dream. That's not success for our people. Our people are oppressed. We're in bondage. We can't, as men, we can't even hire our own young people, our women. We can't even tell our women to stay at home and we'll pay all the bills, most of us. We can't do it.
That's correct.
We have to send a woman out there and work 8 hours away from her son, our sons, our children.
Correct.
You lose a lot of ground when you're away from your children 8, 9, and 10 hours a day because other people are pouring into your children.
Mhm.
I'm telling the truth. This is what happened to us, people. And we wonder why we have 10 and 12 and 13-year-old carjackers.
Well, because we are out of order.
We've out of order. The order has been broken.
And
it's backwards. Go ahead, sister.
Exactly. And so even with dating nowadays, it's like some of the guys act more effeminate than women. And so women, we have to, in a sense, emasculate ourselves because most of the guys, they don't want to be responsible. They don't want to help. They just want what they want. And then they want to move on to the next, get a higher body count. That's all they want. And that's the majority of the males, unfortunately, that at least from some of the ones I've seen, and it doesn't matter. They don't have to have a PhD to behave that way. But, and some of them have, but I'm just saying, it's just, it's out of order.
Let me ask you a question.
And also,
let me ask you a question. Well, let me ask you a question. If you say the men out of order, what about the women? It could be the women too.
Well, yes, I'm saying we are. I said we are out of order.
Okay.
Both sexes.
Okay.
Both sexes. You see, because again, it all starts at home. And we have to teach our children not just the 3 R's, but we have to teach them about being responsible, no drugs, sex education, things like that. And choosing their friends wisely, when I was growing up, I used to think it was cute. I used to think the guys hanging on the corner, I thought it was cool because we didn't have any clubs or the kid clubs anywhere to go. We had a game room on 51st Street. And we would go to the game room. And then after you spend all your quarters, well, what else is there to do? Where else is there to go? You see, as even as youth, because we always wanted something to do, somewhere to go. We didn't have anything. There were no jobs available. for teens, maybe 13, 14 years old in the city of Chicago, not all the time. And even if there were, this was like in the early 90s, and even if there were, it's very few.
Okay.
And then others not going to really spread the word. And when you do hear about it, if you hear about it, you don't have much time to act on it.
Okay. Well, thank God for a person like you that's willing to get involved, and you see a need in the community, and you're trying to help people. Or you've told us, you've given us a testimony of some of your work.
Yes, sir.
You've done in the future. I commend you with that, on that, doing that, because a lot of us we just mouthing off, no action, no anything, no nothing. All we do is complain. And I'm waiting on some of these people that come on here that love the badmouth black people. But I want to ask them, what do they have to offer to make this play? Because, sister, if we don't set the stage for our children or our grandchildren, what this world is going to be like for them. What is it going to be like? What is it? We have to learn how to build an economy. And it has been done. It's been proven. Black Wall Street.
Yes.
So we can build an economy for our children. A place to go, a place to work, educate them, financial literacy. We have to do that. We're so codependent, depending on other folks. They tell us
I agree.
what's good to eat, what we should be mad at, who to vote for, what we see on these videos. Listen, aren't we tired? Aren't we tired to be told to go stand in line, stand up right here, don't move, stay out of trouble, do this, go that? We have done everything.
Well, I've helped people, not just so much as community-wise, on an individual basis. I've even helped people. For example, now I'm not I'm not a lawyer, but hey, I've helped some people fight some court cases. Okay, and I have no problem with that. You don't always have to know the legal jargon, for example, just for the judge to understand what you're trying to convey. And I also try to encourage people to speak up for themselves. It's not just so much as
hold on, ma'am. I got another caller. Hold on. Hey, caller, where you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, I need you. Where you calling from, caller?
Chicago.
I need you to turn your Facebook all the way off. Just turn it off or turn it down so we won't have no echo.
Oh,
okay, do that for me. Thank you.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Hold on. All right, I got it.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. All right, hold on. Bring you in. Okay, caller. I'm going to let you continue what you said, my activist, female activist. Go ahead and finish it. We got another caller. He wants to talk. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Well, like I was saying, I help people, in other areas as well, in other areas of life. But I also encourage people to speak up for themselves, but not just so much as phone calls and what have you, but you also have to put things in writing. You have to take notes of dates, times, places, for example, and you have to express that in writing because that has proven to me to be the most successful thing. For example, I'll tell you this and let the other person speak. When Mayor Daley was in office, he had the budget hearings and he brought his hearings to South Shore. The streets were swept clean for almost 12 to 16 hours before he came here and after he left. So there was no crime in South Shore when Mayor Daley was in our side of town. So if they can do that, I know they can do do this on a regular basis. Moving on, what I meant to say is that I would go before the mayor and I would communicate with him and his cabinet about the events that go on in the community in South Shore and Woodlawn or wherever I was affected. And I would communicate with him and I would get positive results. Okay, and it's not just so much as talking, but again, you have to put it in writing before you get up there in front and speak to him. And so I've had positive results. And it's not just the mayor, it's almost whoever, whatever politician you can reach out to, your senator, your governor, whomever.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. All right. Hold up, sister. Go ahead, my brother.
I like what she was saying, but yeah, I wanted to say this. We got all these people that like to call your show. I mean, they're in our community. But what do we have in our community? People love to brag about their black people, about their education, their PhDs, their corporate America job. So, okay, I work in corporate America. Why can't we, and maybe that's a question we can ask when they call in, bragging about because they somewhat bragging, well, we don't do this, and they talking as white as they possibly can. Long story short, we in corporate America, I'm not going to say we can, we should. And that's why I don't get along with a lot of them. We should be helping our young black people, black men especially, that come into corporate America, because some of them are good little dudes. They got the drive, they got the they may start in the mailroom. And they'll tell me, I always make sure I introduce myself and let them know if they need any help, that they can come and holler at me or whatever. But they always tell me, it's like, well, I wanna move up and do what you do, or so I start talking to them about how to get there. How okay, you need to do this, you need to do that. Some of them don't know how to work in corporate America. You in a different environment. Martin, you just mentioned some of them, I can't remember how you said it, but maybe you can, you said some of the people haven't, or maybe she said it, some of the people haven't been off the block. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. That was that brother said that. The brother, Kevin, said that.
Okay.
Some people have not been off the block.
Yeah, so, okay, so they haven't been off the block. So they decent. They don't have a record. They come in the mailroom, and they start in the mailroom. They don't know how to work around that type of environment. They don't, you know what I mean? Like being too loud or being too, we can all day, that one ain't raising, but they actually have been raised. They don't know no better. They just being who they are, and you tap them on the shoulder, look, and it's the way you say it. You don't have to talk down to them. Look, you're in a different environment, Sometimes I'll even lie. Well, it was a dude here before you. He was kind of loud. They got rid of him. Don't say nothing, but they told me that he was too loud and they, lying. But then they'll do what you, because you're trying to help them, because how, when I say I'm talking about us, how white folks work. They already looking at you when you come through the door on how they can get rid of you. Some of these jobs are trying to meet a certain quota. Some of us don't know. Somebody has filed a lawsuit or something. They're trying to get this black dude or black female in here to make it look better. That's an old trick. I've seen it for years. So we as the older dudes, black dudes, this is just one area, and I'm just saying the area that I'm familiar with. In corporate America or on any job, really, it don't have to be corporate America. We could be helping these young men, but we don't want to do it. We get with the white folks and try to, they get. I'm gonna say one more thing. My job sent me to Hawaii for 3 years. I was a team lead. They tell me, they said, well, we're going to have this other dude come here from Ohio, he was just, doing some little miscellaneous stuff. They needed help. And so he came there He was loud. You know, I talked to him a little bit. He wanted. He told me. He said, "I have." This is the first day. He told me. He said, "My mother and father was on crack." He said, "My mother had 18 kids." He said, "We was in the paper when I was younger down in Ohio. We didn't have nowhere to stay." And he's telling me all this. And he didn't know no better. I told him, I said, "Well, look, you told me that, but don't tell these white folks that kind of stuff." I said, "Because they're going to look at you a certain way and you'll be sitting at home." But do y'all, I'm saying y'all to both of y'all, do y'all get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because we don't, all we do as black people is look at them now. Oh, the mama was on crack now. They got to get rid of him. I wonder if because I seen something missing out of there. I wonder if they get around white folks and talk about. I mean, it's up to us to protect our young people, because I'm gonna tell you what, they protect theirs all day long. They'll tell you, "I gotta make sure Janie is okay. I'm training her," and these are managers and stuff. They're really telling you, "I look out for mine."
And
That's all I wanted to say.
what is wrong with us? What is wrong with us if we don't help each other, people?
Yeah,
We have to help each other. That's it. That's see, once we get out of that individualism or ism, whatever you want to call it, and we think group, okay, what can I do to help my group? People, what I do is I'm live, uncut, unedited. I'm a small portion of black media. I show you what's going on in real time. I'm not out here cracking jokes, making fun of black people nodding on gate, tooting blows, or doing. That's not my mission. My mission is to let you know, hey, this happened over here on 63rd and Cottage. Let you know, hey, somebody got shot. Check on your people. Check on your loved one. My mission only not just to fight against crime or report crime, is injustice as well. Our march, our protest, our boycott, whatever I have to do to help our group get ahead and give information, valuable information. That's why I open up my platform. I don't have to do this, people. There's no other activist that's going to allow you to come on their platform with your information. They're not going to do it. They're not going to allow you to come on there. I'm going to go a little further than that. They're not even going to share nothing that you have on your page. Only way they're going to share something, unless it's hot, is in the news and they're trying to get in front of it. That's what it is. So this is time we live in. We have to help. Such thing as small as helping a person get a resume done, or financing them for a whole month, buy a monthly bus pass to get to work. Something just that small. It don't have to be on the internet. And when you do something for somebody, you don't have to let the whole world know. Hey, you know I bought Martin, I filled his tank up last week. He back on E again. You don't have to do that. And that's why I don't like getting on begging for money or asking for donations. When a person give me something without me asking or hinting, oh, it's really appreciated. Gratitude. Thank you. Gracious. Thank you. So those are the things that we can do. Like the brother said, corporate America. He works in corporate America. He's grooming young men to go to the next level. Hey, brother, the story that you told me, don't say it on the job, because they ridicule you. They're gonna get rid of you. Don't do that. And that's it. Now, suppose if he was a gospel and went on the job and told everybody, his peers, hey, you know that young man, he told me it's 18 of them, his family was.
And they love to do that.
Yeah, we know. Those of us that sit in these workforces, I've sat in these places where you guys have played, skinning and grinning and get along, go along with the white establishment on these jobs.
And they more anti-black than the white folks. Sometimes the black folks, that black male that walks through the door, white folks might sometimes not even be paying attention to them.
Yeah.
It's the black folks that get stuff started.
Yes. Yes.
Start acting like he's doing something. I mean, he's really not. Because how many people do you really know that's going to work and they getting up faithfully early in the morning, driving to work, and they come there to just, rob, steal, and kill. You know what I mean by rob,
Right.
steal, and
Right.
kill. I mean, if they doing all that, they usually an honest person want to keep the job. But
Well-
it's the black people sometimes, not all the time, that spearhead getting the brother up out of there. I'm gonna tell one more story because I know we're talking about what we do, but I'm telling these stories so we won't do it. If you're guilty, then you not only are you dead wrong, but you're not helping our race. Okay, had a job one time, and this particular department, they had to meet with some of the customers. This big old black dude came in there. I think he was an engineer, so he had a little bit of money. Big old black dude, all big. And this black chick, she comes by my desk. I think I had went to the front and I told him, oh, go to this room or whatever, somebody help. She came by me. When she walked by my desk, she had been in there with him and she had to go get something. She walked by my desk and she said, I'm scared. I didn't say nothing. All right, so then she came back by my desk again. She was walking back to go in the room. Ooh, I'm scared. She's showing off for them white people. That's what she was doing. All right, she came out there that third time and I couldn't control it. Ooh, I'm scared. I said, let me ask you something. She said, what? I said, what are you scared of? Because I'm confused as to why you're scared. She kind of seen it in my voice because I'm known to be a little hot-headed when it comes to stuff like that. She, oh, no, I was just joking, but she really wasn't. But you see what she was doing?
Mm-hmm.
She was trying to make them white folks think he was some kind of, you know what I mean? And then if anything happened, if they create something to call the police or something, then, they can say she, you know what I mean? She said she was scared, playing them kind of games. It really gets that deep in corporate America, I'm telling you. I heard somebody say one time that it is true and we need to heed the warning. Coons are dangerous. You better be careful when you see a coon because they can be very dangerous.
Well, be careful with that word coon on here because
I know my fault, I'm sorry. My fault.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. I know what you mean, but Facebook they have their way with Martin Johnson, like, oh, you violated this and it's terrible. But they say freedom of speech, but I guess not freedom of speech. So
we're seeing about freedom of speech.
oh, we witnessing that right now. That doesn't matter.
How much freedom of speech we got.
Yeah, you can say the N-word all the time, but you better not say Jews. You better not say
not put no link up about a certain group.
Yep. LGBTQ. You better not say nothing about that.
Yep.
I tell you, it's real. It's real, people. I tell you.
But yeah, if we could just start, because think of all the black people in America that have jobs and decent jobs, and they love to brag on it. How about pulling? Because it's something to do with every job. And even in the summer, most of these jobs, what do? They send out an email or something and say, hey, we got this project going on for the summer. You might not have no kids, or but somebody young that's decent. None of us want to bring somebody around that we know just gonna create problems and act crazy, but we all know somebody decent that we could refer to come in there and make a little money for the summer.
Is something wrong with that, people? There's nothing wrong with that. Instead of us always criticizing young men walking around with their pants hanging down, them same ones are with their pants hanging down, you won't say nothing to them. You won't say nothing to them at all. They speak to you, won't even speak.
Exactly.
I tell you, some of you people out there that's listening to me, excuse me for saying you people, some of us that look like me, black, African American, hate black people. Your actions, your tone, everything about you says that you hate black people. You always point out negative things. If I wasn't careful, if I didn't see you, I'll think you white. I'm sorry. You talk just like white supremacists. That's what you talk like. And let me go back to brother what you said, and we talked before. If all these black people are so lazy, where are all these black? There's a lot of black people that I know is working. They got jobs. They got homes.
And all of us work with a bunch of them, and we had different jobs. One thing about a black person, it ain't too many of them that didn't just have one job, you know.
Right.
And you didn't work with black people everywhere you go. I don't believe that it's all these black people that's not working. I don't believe that. Do I believe some? Yes. And do I believe some in other races? Yes. I believe every race got drug dealers, druggies, people that don't work, prostitutes, all that. But why is it such a spectacle when we do it?
Yeah. And listen.
You don't hear, you notice, I'm going to just say this. You notice it ain't no other race in America that gets on TV or gets on platforms like this or whatever and say, you know, Asians, all y'all want to do is such and such. You know, it's only black people that carry on like that. Now, I'm waiting on, you know, I said this before on your show, I'm still waiting for them to give me proof that we don't work and all we do is sell drugs and women have babies, this, that, and the other. I know that's a white talking point and they repeat it and they repeat their statistics, but what proof do they have? I mean, as far as statistics, I'm kind of thinking you was on the slow side of the class because the same people that made the statistics told you Christopher Columbus discovered America. So I need proof from you that all this is the only thing that's going on in our community.
And that's not true.
Well,
and
one thing
go ahead, my sister.
we lack cohesion. We lack unity. And again, we lack order. Because when I'm downtown, when I'm traveling around and I see other groups, for example, Orientals or whomever, I notice they travel in groups, in small groups, and there may be 3, 4, 5 females, but there's always at least 2 males out of the group.
Well, I want to say something, sister.
They protect each other. They protect themselves.
Well,
they protect their people.
Well, let me
Can I say something?
Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You sure? Because I can hold my thumb.
Yeah. I'm on. Okay, you go first.
This is my point. I wouldn't say that we lack unity. We lack unity when it comes to constructive things. So we do have unity, sister. We have unity, whether you want to believe that or not. Because you can have a bunch of men right now all around this country watching sports. Black men. Black men. I'm just serious. Black men, which is nothing to me. What is we gaining from watching sports? That's what I want to know. What are we gaining? Our future is out there shooting, killing, and robbing and stealing. Not all young people now. I'll say a small percentage. Not all.
Okay.
A small percentage. And we know our sins, our downfalls, our faults are being publicized on every major media outlet. If I may say that. Okay.
Unfortunately, but it's true.
We do have some stand-up men in our community. We do. Maybe few and far between, but we do have some. Okay, my brother, go ahead.
I just want to say many times we point to other groups. I think we so down and out and we got certain things in the head. I'm not talking about the system. I'm just talking about in general in our community. Because you hear a lot when we talk about our community. Well, that community right there, okay, for those of us that have been around all these different groups, from the Asians, and I'm not just talking, I'm telling the truth, from the Asians to the Latinos, not just here, but over on the other side of the water. These groups do not have unity. They make you think they have unity. Now, I'm going to tell you about a little of the way it goes, because I've been, I mean, when I say not only around, but like in the culture, Latinos, for instance, that's an easy one. If Latinos have the unity that we pretend like they have, would they all have to run over that border like that? Would their countries be third world countries? We just had a Latino dude, he made a video about African Americans. He was saying he was basically saying how we be looking at Latinos, which I didn't know we do that, but he said we look at them and wonder why they got a nice car and why they got, I mean, I know too many poor ones to be looking at them like that, but all right. But he said, but the way they do it is they stick together. They support each other's businesses. They do this. We need to stop letting people play this game with us. These people running over a border to another country to enjoy what we, the people that built a world power, play us like that. If they had such unity, they would not be running across that border. If they were harder workers than us, their countries would look like this one, and they wouldn't be running over the border. That don't make sense. Last but not least, excuse me, that's who the hard workers is us. Not just during slavery, because that's what people coming to enjoy, what we not only built, but what we fought for. Civil rights included all them, and they can benefit from that. And it's not, and don't think these illegals can't benefit either, because they benefit from civil rights. They're using some of those laws to remain a protected class. So, okay, that was Latino. Asian. When I was over on the other side of that water, Asian. Go in Walmart in Hawaii on the 1st of the month. You ain't never seen that many black folks up in Walmart with food stamps. The boyfriend that just got out of prison, where you can tell he got the tattoos. They didn't went shopping, filled up, got all their groceries, and you see them over at KFC or wherever, she paying the bill. We know how it goes. We're not the only community that has these type of people. And what I think is, look it up, but that's food stamp heaven over there. So we say all these other groups got this, that, and how they doing all this, but why are they running here if they sticking together and just such hard work?
Something to think about. That's something to think about. Check that out. That's something to think about. But see,
and they come here because I think it's because the way our government is allegedly or supposed to be constructed in comparison to theirs, and that they lack rights. They lack certain basic human rights, which appears to be the reason why they're coming here.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. All right. Okay. Let me address that. Who suffers the worst human rights than black people in America? I've had these conversations with them because they play that game with us too. Look,
I agree.
And also too, what we experience, they ain't experienced nothing like what we experienced. So from slavery to all that, we still built, we did all that. I don't want to hear that whining about what their government is doing. We fought through all that. We ain't never, African Americans as a whole, we fought through everything over here. We ain't never, as a whole, just ran to another country. So they come over here, they're doing this. And as far as what? They say, well, the cartel, the drugs, we got all that here. They didn't stuff drugs. Well, we made it through crack, where the government stuck drugs in our community to kill us off. We made it through that. So don't come over here whining about what y'all got going on. We've had 10 times worse. We've had bombs dropped on us, but and that's more than one. So you can come over here with all that whining, but I'm not buying it. But you're supposed to be so much better and stronger than me. As far they're coming in here to benefit because they're giving them everything. They're giving them. I'm reading it all the time. Housing. Okay, I'm gonna go back and Martin, you mentioned it on your show the other night. They fighting now undocumented, $30 an hour. They're giving them voting rights, not over the country, but in these little states. I think DC just had a bill on the table. I just read somebody else too, and I think they end up with what? They get driver's license. That just happened, I think, in Massachusetts. So look at all they get. We don't get stuff like that.
And we got folks
so
we got folks over here that didn't pay their child support. Their driver's privilege has been taken away from them.
And think about this, somewhat. If you got a felony, you can't get this and that. They can get it. You illegal. You committing a felony. I don't know if that's a felony, but it's a crime.
But it's a crime. It's a crime.
Yeah.
Well, black people, wake up. You're about to be replaced. That's what's going on.
And black people are supporting it. They fighting for them. They hard workers. They just over in there. They repeating all that stuff. That's how they get us. They have us defending these other groups, and these other groups don't even like you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all gonna say what they want. Every job that I've been on, talking about working job on a legit working job, and I've had Spanish people on there. They the ones to tell. They be snitching.
Yes, Lord.
I'm just telling the truth now. I got to tell the truth and shame the devil.
Truth.
And shame the devil. I got to tell the truth. They the ones that be tricking and telling on these jobs. I got to tell it.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like they used to block me from trying to punch in. I had a job out in Frankfurt, and you have to use the payphone at the facility to clock in and clock out. And they would block me from trying to use the phone. Or, I'm learning to use a different type of cleaning equipment, and they trying to make it so that I injure myself. They wouldn't tell me the correct way to use it. And I just said, okay, well, I got half-ass worth of sense to know how to do something. So I'm not about to bust my head because you got trying to get me to operate this machine incorrectly. And they were mad. And I'm like, I get it, but I don't get it. Because we're all here to work together.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Talk about day jobs or day working or whatever it's called. Yeah, that's a day in the life for myself.
Yeah,
it was very interesting to tell you.
Yeah, but black people don't talk like this. See, this is live, uncut, unedited. We got to tell the truth and shame the devil. Because see, low key, they are in competition with us. Low key, I'm telling you people, y'all can believe it. You can talk that black and brown stuff if you want to. If you want to. Trust me. They don't want to be. They
like
don't.
He said, like the brother Mir said, we have to stick together, but we have to solidify, and that way we have to come together for our common goal and achieve what we need to achieve for ourselves. We can't always be kumbaya and all inclusive for everyone else. That's the problem. We keep blurring the lines, but they cut theirs dry.
Yeah.
And when you drive up and down the city of Chicago and on the expressways, who you see working?
Yeah.
Who you see working?
All the people that's there are non-melanated.
That's who working.
And think about it, y'all. If it was all this black and brown unity, wouldn't Brown be saying, hey, why ain't no black people here?
And they're not.
Exactly.
Because they're going to call it homeless.
Exactly. But we running around hollering black and brown, and we'll help brown,
And we will.
They're a minority too. They didn't trick us with that. That's the trick.
Yes.
Minority, people of color.
I agree. And that's what I'm saying. We need to cut the line. The Orientals, they don't include us.
At all.
So why should we include them?
Martin can tell you about them. Look at how they treat black women up in them. I mean,
And them nail salons.
the only reason I believe it didn't die down.
I just saw that recently, in the past year, where the sister girl was beat up on 83rd. What's that? 83rd.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the mall up there.
Oh yeah, that's
Doing
3
some
years old. That's 3 years old. Yeah.
They
Oh yeah.
were supposed to. I just saw it, and I think it was your video, Martin. I'm
Yeah.
not sure, but at a time like that, we supposed to go man overboard, and we supposed to put that sucker out of business. We're supposed to go man overboard, boycott, and it's not just about hooting and howling and boycotting and shouting. It's you got to put stuff in writing and
Mhm.
get him up out of there, because guess what? You can't go to Chinatown and clown, because
Right.
you will get what you're coming for.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
You can't go to little village or wherever. You cannot go to South Sea and do whatever, because you will get what you coming for. They are not having it in their communities, and we shouldn't have it in ours.
And
And
that
think about it also too, sister, as far as the Asians, they got a full bill, federal law, stop Asian hate. I mean the Asian bill. I'm sorry,
yeah.
where you can't even do or say certain things to them. Now, did any of them say, "Well, black people get mistreated too. Let's put them on there," like we do
Heck
in the
no, and
civil
they
rights
ain't.
and all? Exactly.
But these get
Okay,
along.
so what we gonna do? We need to get some. We need to find out what they got going on, and we need to get some people together, and we need to start putting some stuff together too for ourselves,
That's right. So we could be
so that we
protected.
can have some protections. We need to start trying to get to erase or nullify some of these black laws
Hmm.
or black codes, whichever one you want to
I
call
knew
it.
what you meant.
Let me just say this for those that's listening, and you probably don't understand where we're going with this conversation. Listen, just keep living. I'm gonna tell you, just keep living. It's more than meets the eye what you see. This is not normal what we're talking about, but it's happening. So don't think that black people always supposed to be on the bottom. Every negative stat that we're supposed to fulfill that. Don't believe it. Don't believe the hype. Shut that TV down. Shut that media outlet down. Trust me, we're not lazy. We do work. We are working. If we wasn't working, why would these foreign-owned businesses want to come in our community and set up shop?
I say that all the time.
Why would they?
That's where they want to be.
Listen, they are
We
willing.
spend that money.
That
We spend the money. We
that's
spend the
correct.
most money.
That's right. You know why we
And
spend
also,
them?
and that's what I was talking to.
Go ahead, sister.
I'm sorry, I was talking to the alderman about several months ago before she announced her so-called, her retirement. Because they allow people to come into the neighborhoods and take financial advantage of the inhabitants or the residences here in the neighborhood. And for example, you go to the restaurants now, they got all these crazy numbers. Instead of a sandwich, the sandwiches are ridiculously high. The food is high and it's low quality. And it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that the way they're doing things and the extra charges for this and that, or you get a penalty for using your debit card or your credit card, and
Mhm.
you get charged extra for this and extra for that. And even the laundromat is in on it now. So now, it's a ridiculous number. To wash this machine is $3.97, and another machine is $4.31, and so you can never, and you have to put everything on a card. So it's like a scam, and you can never get done, and you're always going to have money on the card, and you can never get your money back.
That's true.
And you can never zero out. You can never make a zero balance.
That's true. I know.
And
No,
be
a
done
lot
with that particular place. And so that's a scam too. And I went to the alderman's office, Harrison, and they're not going to do anything. And so I said, I understand when a person has a business that the house always wins. I understand that.
Well, you know what?
I'm not ignorant of that.
Let
It's
me
the way that they're doing it and how they're cheating people.
well let me
And
just
then, you know, they know that you need the services. And then so one of the aldermen's people, Michelle, whatever her name is, whatever, she's talking about, oh, well, you can go somewhere else. I said, not everyone in this community can go somewhere else. They don't have
Right.
the means to go somewhere else. This is the only laundromat in the area outside of 76 and Jeffrey. So everybody can't go somewhere else. And because you have the means, you know, they talking mad greasy. Greasy lives. You see, because they have the means. And again, that's why I said the little man is always getting stomped on.
well, that comes. Let me just say this. Listen, it's just like I'm a politician. Someone wants to open up a gas station in my ward. He give me a kickback of $10,000. Okay.
Mhm.
Now listen, that $10,000 gonna set my community back another 25 years. Now you took care of me, but now you setting up shop and you finna rob my people with these sky high prices, mistreat them, everything. I'll give you an example. Those that know me personally, I'm not a weed smoker. I never smoked weed. Now, how could a pack of Swishers have 99 cents on it, but they make you pay $1.50? Now, no sales tax in here in Illinois is like 10%, 9.8% or something. I never understood that. So all you blunt smokers out there that buy blunts, explain that to me. Explain that to me. And another thing I want you guys to explain to me. How could you come into an establishment, and we're still on the subject. Well, you have to spend $10 or more in order to use your debit or credit card. What
Right.
what kind of ridiculous stuff is that? Where did they get that law from? That's against the law.
But
Exactly. But see, the thing is, the average Joe, they don't know it or they don't care. And sometimes people are in need of the services that's being provided, and they may not have the means to debate it or to see that justice is served.
But sister,
And again, when you have the politicians like the alderman here in number 5, she's no help either. She's not going to help at all, whether she was retiring or not. And she spent all these 20-some years up in here doing what?
well, sister,
We were
But I
supposed
think
to
that
have
goes
had-
back to what Martin was saying
Mhm.
about individualism. Well, I got mine. I'm about to retire, so who cares?
Listen.
You know,
Yeah, you know
It-
she's
it was-
sitting on something fat probably.
yeah, it was a certain alderman. I'm not going to say his name. He went to jail. So the college sent the university paid for his daughter tuition and everything. So these are the things that we look up. The railroad bought all the property over there on 55th, bought all the property people. Yeah, I'm not gonna say the alderman, so y'all can put 2 and 2 together. So these are the things, and I think that was the 3rd alderman in that ward that went to jail. 3rd one.
Mhm.
The individualism. Who is going
Mhm.
to truly represent the people that's in their ward? All
Mhm.
people, not just one race of people that get everything all the time. All people.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
and some of the aldermen and all that, they protect those foreign businesses when they're doing stuff.
Yes.
You remember
Yes,
Misha?
Payoffs.
You
That's
remember
what I'm
Misha,
saying.
the
Yeah.
alderman? Remember?
Payoffs, brother.
Remember that?
Payoffs, brother. That's what that is. And see, I'm telling you, people, listen, them politics games, and I'm not saying don't vote. I'm not saying that, so don't get on here and try to fight with me, because if you do, I'm going to show you up. But my point is, these politicians that call themselves politicians, you can't trust them. I'm telling you. And I heard one brother say, politicians only cater to 2 classes of people, the one who's bankrolling them and the one who they most fear. And you know who that is. I'm going to say it again. The one who bankroll them, support them financially, give to their campaign, and the ones who they most fear, and you know who they are. You know who they are.
I agree.
That's it.
I agree.
Can't get around that. And see,
Martin, have you ever been to listen to Claude Anderson? Because he talks a lot about the black community needing money for the politicians.
well, we're supposed to buy politics. See, politicians are for sale. You're supposed to buy them. You're supposed to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me, here I am, a corporation, and I invest $10,000 in a future candidate, in a candidate that's running for a certain ward in alderman or something. I'm looking for a return. I'm not just giving you $10,000 because you're a candidate, just because you're nice and you might win. No, it doesn't work like that, people. When these businesses, corporations, I'm going to tell you the game that they play. They get both politicians money. So either way, either when one of them win, they still in a good seat. Trust me. And it's ways that you can say something without really saying it. Now, you know, when I give you this $10,000, what you got to do, you know, I'm going to need a favor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. They know.
And it's sad. It's sad that they sell us out because it's just like I said, like about 20 years ago, something like that, when number 5 was running for alderman, and that was after Barbara Holt left. She said that we were going to get the Pancake House up here on this vacant lot where Alpine's used to be. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. And she made a promise to the community, to South Shore. And I'm like, okay, when they gonna start the construction? So they put the little billboard up saying that they was getting ready to start construction, and they never did. I even went to the office. I had talked to one of her people, Stacy, at the time, and I said, hey, I'll bring my resume. Hey, what? I'm ready to work. What's up? What y'all got? When y'all bringing it here? You got the billboard up, and you're about to start construction for the Pancake House. What's the company name? Let me know. I dropped my resume and everything, and she just started laughing. And so I was like, oh, you laughing at me? Because a person wants to work? Are you serious? Yes, I kid you not. The girl name was Stacey Bashir Washington. She was up here and working for number 5. I went to office and she started laughing at me because I said, I saw you got the billboard up there and you starting construction. When they coming, who is it? I want to work. Here's my resume. Let's do this. She said, oh, well, you just got to apply for it. I said, well, who's the company? What's the company's name? And when are they coming? And she just laughed at me.
Well, people,
Yeah.
black people, you're the only race of people that give your vote up, vote for people and don't get nothing in return. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
A prostitute even know better. When she exchange sex for money, she want to get paid. And we the only race of people, not all of us, majority of us will vote for anybody and don't get nothing in return. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Look at our
I
communities.
agree.
Look at South Shore. Look at Woodlawn. Look at Inglewood. Those areas are being gentrified right now, and Bronzeville.
Yeah.
And when they're being gentrified, the cost of living and rent is going to go so high where they're going to force you out of the community. You won't be
That's
able
what
to
they're doing
afford
now.
to live in these communities. They're building
They
$1
have
million
forced them out.
houses in Woodlawn, 62nd and
Yes.
Ellis. $1 million houses. I remember that
Yep.
block was a dope pushing block, shooting, gang banging,
yeah.
all above.
Mhm.
And some of you folks proud, the white folks moving in. And guess what? The white folks moving in and you're moving out because you cannot afford the rent.
Exactly. And again, that's part of the reason why we're fighting for the community benefits agreement. You know?
People like the
and,
sister,
and
we have
yeah.
to have some in writing, like the sister. It has to be on no more broken promises. I'm telling you, listen, these black politicians, gonna get in the office. They're not gonna answer their telephone number. They're gonna change the number. They're gonna screen the calls. They're gonna be skinning and grinning. And the white
sure do.
colleagues is going to be telling them, you know what? You're not like the others. You know, you can do this and do that. Don't worry about what the people are saying. Just take care of your immediate people and you'll be okay. Trust me.
They sure scan their calls over here in South Shore. I tell you that much.
Listen, people, why is it everything in the Black community got to be crooked? The politicians, the police department, the preachers, the schools are not right. Why? Ask yourself that. Why? This stuff been going on just as long as I've been living or longer. Why? I made a post today. You got young folks out here that's committing shooting crimes and they snitching on each other. And they go get the person, but they never snitch where they get the weapons at. Something wrong with that. That's not right. We know better than that. So you telling me this guy that committed this crime, A committed crime with B, and A got caught. So A told on B, and A and B are both caught now. So you didn't tell where you got the guns from, where you purchased them from? Come on now, people. Come on now. Come on now. That's game that's being played on us in our community. It's being played on us. How are these young people are able to have these weapons of war, or military, automatic? Where did they get the bullets from? Where did they get the extended clip from? But they're telling on each other. They're telling on each other, but they're not telling where the gun's coming from. Ain't that strange, brother and sister? That's strange.
Yes, sir.
Think about it, people. The game is being played on us. They know where these guns are coming from. Just like they know when A told on B. B live over there on 63rd and Halsted. He lived in his mother's basement. Go get him. He was with me. But you did all that energy. He snitched on B, but he didn't tell, A or B didn't tell you where they got the guns from, or you just didn't ask him. You didn't want to know because you know it's bigger than the Chicago Police Department.
Exactly.
Or the suburb.
Also, sometimes people get incentives to come into various communities or other communities to do certain things.
So this thing is real. Let me tell you, people, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this, because a person get killed in the Black community doesn't mean a Black person did it. I'm just telling you that. So don't always jump to, well, it was a Black person shot and killed my son or my daughter. You don't know. They don't even know because no one is getting caught and convicted.
Or nobody tells. Or there's no cameras or what have you.
Or the cameras wasn't working. Or we didn't have enough evidence.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you.
Exactly.
I'm going to say this.
How you get a noose on a property over here and they talking about if somebody laid a noose. How you got a noose and they got alleged 24-hour security? I'm just saying. How a noose get laid and don't nobody know? And you supposed to have cameras, and if you don't have cameras, they got paid security.
But have y'all noticed when white people get killed, the cameras pop up from nowhere, even when what was that? It was somebody got killed way out in the desert or something. I think it was a year or two. And they come up with some camera that was somewhere. I mean, this is just me personally. I think it's cameras everywhere.
Oh, yeah. They got license plate readers. Well, see, but that goes back to racism. There's a divide in the Chicago Police Department, especially when it comes to doing detective work in the Black community. And let me say this to you parents. And I love y'all, and y'all know I do. I support the parents. But a lot of your sons and daughters that due to gunshot violence that got shot here in the city of Chicago, if they have a criminal background or record or something, they will not do a thorough investigation. I'm not going to say they won't investigate, but they will not do a thorough investigation. And when you call in to the lead detective, and this is what you're going to hear, he's not in office. He's on vacation. He's in a meeting, or he'll get back with you.
Mhm.
Don't call us. We'll call you
Yeah, I
when we
agree.
hear something. Those are the talking points that you will hear. You will hear, but let them shoot and kill a University of Chicago of student, law student, or any student over there. And I guarantee you, cameras, lights will be everywhere, and a thorough investigation will be done. They will bring the best of the best out to solve this crime. And I'm not saying the Chicago police cannot solve crime. They have proven to me that they are capable and able to solve a crime when they want to. When they want
Justice
to.
Smollett, like
Quick.
what they did for him, they put everything, they dropped it like it was hot.
Listen,
And
those
they ran to him like platelets to a cut.
those
And they
young
made sure that they got to the bottom of it.
those young people that was downtown looting, they were still arresting them 2 years later. 2 years later, they were still arresting
it
those young
can be
people.
done.
Yeah.
It can be done.
So
Yeah.
it can be done, people, but we just getting the short end of the stick. And black people, as long as you got your doctrine, your masters, your bastards, your house, your family, your wife, your big car, and you individuals, you straight. And as long as we're not operating as a group, we are going to get crushed and ran over. Trust me.
Like Greek.
We have to operate as a group. Yes, we may have our differences. Brothers and sisters do fight. But when an outsider come in, man,
Supposed to come together.
you're supposed to pull together and go against that outsider. Now, I may call my sister these names and we might fight, and my brother, we might fight. But you're not finna come up in here and put your hands on them and say all type of talk crazy. And that's the attitude as a race of people that we should have. We should be just like the bees. When you come from one, the whole hive will come after you. But you black folks, you bougie, you in these fraternities and sororities, and you think you arrived. You have not arrived. You cannot fight this system by your individual self. And that's why I hear a lot of parents, they come out and cry when their sons and daughters get killed or victimized or carjacked and all that. Well, we don't bother nobody. Crime can happen to all of us, any one of us.
Yes.
Guilty or not guilty. And you want Channel 7? Go ahead, brother. You want Channel 7 and 32 and 5 to come out and fight and put this over the airwaves? But it didn't bother you when it happened to none of your family members. But now it's affecting your house and your loved ones. Now you're paying attention. I didn't know it was that bad out here. I didn't know it was that rough.
And don't forget, for the parents, just because your children reach the age of majority, that doesn't mean that they know everything. And we still have to do what we have to do to protect our children. Because, for example, when they're driving, okay, my child has been a caretaker for the children, a nanny and things like that. And police will stop her almost every day, twice in a day, right here on 71st Street. And most times the same police officers. And so I found that harassing. And they were like, well, your child is of a certain age, so then they will have to make a complaint. No, I'm making a complaint because I'm calling a spade a spade. You see, because that's why we may have to be on our children's driving instruments and things like that as a rider or as a head, because to protect them, to provide protection. Not to say that you want to own their vehicle or whatever, but to let the police know, hey, when you stop this person, then you got to call me. They got to answer to somebody, because you're not going to keep just stopping people and because you can. So, they figured, oh, they're of age. That doesn't mean just so you waiting for somebody to turn of age, and just because they're of age doesn't mean that they know everything. They don't know the way of the world, how the world works, and things like that. They don't know all of these things. But my child got stopped like twice a week, for actually more than twice in a week, and it happened for over a month. And I'm like, enough is enough.
Well, let me say this too.
Seriously.
Let me say this. Young people, I always tell you, when the police pull you over, go live. I don't care if you got a Uzi sitting in the back seat of the car or Kia cocaine on the car. Go live. Trust me. That's for your protection. Go live. Because if something happened to you, it's being recorded. Not only being recorded, you hear the audio. So that is your protection. That's your right. And I'm not saying you got to put the camera all in the police face and talk crazy. You don't have to answer a lot of questions. Here's my license. Here's my insurance. Now that
Exactly.
I don't answer any questions. I don't consent to no searches at all. So that's for your protection, young people. Now, if you can talk back and cuss your parents out, you can go back up to the police station, make a report on an officer harassing you. So I'm just telling young folk, because a lot of young people, they like to run off the mouth. You want to be grown. Now, this is what grown people do. When you've been harassed, you better learn how to go out there and defend and protect yourself. That's your right. That's your civil right. Trust me. A lot of you guys, you cuss your parents out. You cuss adults out. But when it's time to take care of some business, go down to the courthouse. You didn't burn all your bridges. You don't know what a courthouse is. You don't know what room you need to be in. So young people, don't burn your bridges. Treat the people that's going to have your back right. A lot of young men, I've seen them. I can bear witness to. You always tell your mama you love her when you get in that jailhouse. But when you out of that jailhouse up and running, you cuss it out. You're not doing the things that she asked you to do. And now you're locked up. And these white folks are putting pressure on you. Now you want to call for her to send money, put money on your books. And you've been disobedient to your mother, to your father, to your auntie, all above. And now you want to call home to mama collect. Because when you was out there selling dope, you didn't put up no money. You splurge. You wouldn't give mama no money to help out on the bills. And she knew what you was doing. She knew you was stashing that stuff in her house. But I have to tell the truth and shame the devil. Some of you young folks, you're not right to the people that love you and got your back. Trust me, it's a mean world out here. Everybody is not going to treat you like mama and daddy. And I'm going to go a little further than that. Grandmama either. They're not going to treat you. They're not going to spoil you. To them, to the world out here, you just another person and another face. That's it. It's a mean world out here. So young people, be careful what you do and what you say to your loved ones. Not just your mom, your auntie, your grandmothers, your brothers and sisters, because you just might need them one day. And especially you that living in that thug life, they might have to bury you. And you know what kills me? When I see young folks on there with a brick of money, but when they die, they have no money to bury themselves. No money laying around, no money put up with nothing. People, this life is real. I'm going to close it out. This 2-hour mark. I'm going to let you guys have a closing remarks, whatever you guys want to say. I've been on here 2 hours, just about 2 hours and a few more seconds. Go ahead, you say your closing remarks, people. Thank you for tuning in. Anyone y'all want to say anything?
Okay.
That's it? Well, I'm live, uncut, unedited.
You already know.
Go ahead, sister.
Thank you,
Go ahead.
Martin.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to say
No,
something?
I just want to
You
say,
already-
hey, I just feel that we got to come together. We got to have community to love, and we need to make our demands known.
Say we
make
gotta come
our
to-
needs
Just say we
known
got to come
in
together.
writing.
We got to come together for some positive and constructive, some major.
Yes,
That's what we say.
true.
because we come together.
Positive and
The,
constructive.
yeah, we come together for lecture slide and all that other little stuff like that. And these neighborhood reunions and, you know, these car clubs and these motorcycle clubs. We come together for that. We fill up the
Mhm.
Washington Park. You know that. We'll fill up the
Yeah, we do.
lakefront.
You're right.
We fill up the lakefront
Mhm.
for some house music. We'll come 100 strong, 100,000 strong, 10,000, 20,000 strong for some house music. Come on now, sis. You know I'm telling the truth. Why can't
You're
we come
right, you're
together
right.
for black causes in the black community? Hey, what are we going to do about these sellout politicians? What are we going to do about these overly aggressive police officers that's harassing everyday working people and riding past the
Exactly.
drug dealers and the killers?
Exactly.
That's
Because
what we
then they
need.
say that they have certain laws and certain things that they can and cannot do to those that's loitering and what have you. But I'm like, it's just sad. It's sad.
Sad.
It's sickening. And some of these new police officers in our neighborhoods, some of them, I'm not saying all, some of them, period, they act like they're afraid of their own shadow.
Mhm. All right, sister, we got to go.
Yeah.
That's another subject. We're going to keep rolling. All right, people, y'all
You
know what it
already
is.
know what it is.
Thank you, sister, for tuning.
Live,
I want to thank
uncut, unedited.
I want to thank all of
You
my
already-
people that comment. Thank you for tuning in, allowing me to come in your space on a Friday night. I'm quite sure you could have been listening and watching anything else besides live, uncut, unedited, The Crime Chaser. And let's appreciate it. I hope you learned something. Take it to heart. And we mean to say what's right and do what's right about our people. Remember, what can you offer your group? All right. Thank you so much. Peace out.